Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're having a good day today. I'm finally sharing with you my most asked question, which is how do you get your self-tan to look so natural? I have been self-tanning for several years now. I have tried several self-tanners on the market, and so I have kind of gotten my own rhythm down on how I self-tan weekly. What are my tips and tricks on how to make it look natural and not orange and splotchety? So if you would like to see my tips and tricks on how I do my self-tanner and get this natural bronzy glow, then just keep on watching. Okay, as you can see, this is the aftermath of my self-tanner. I have already self-tanned. I'll insert a few clips of me actually self-tanning my legs so you can see kind of my process, but I kind of want to talk you through it as well. The first step to having a natural looking tan is exfoliating your skin. You have to exfoliate your skin before you put self-tanner on it. Exfoliating is how you prevent that orange and that blotchiness that everybody fears when they're self-tanning. So my little tips for exfoliating your skin is not only finding the best exfoliator out there, but also a mitt. An exfoliating mitt is a absolute must for me. It really exfoliates the skin and have a smooth surface for your self-tanner. This one is the St. Tropez. I just picked this up from Ulta. And it's not very, it's just like $6 I think, but it's super cool. It lasts forever, honestly. You just put it in the shower with you. You take a little bit of your exfoliator, which this is my absolute favorite. It just has this like grittiness to it, but also this soothingness to it where it doesn't just dry you out while it's exfoliating. It also moisturizes you in the shower when you're exfoliating. So what I do is I just squirt a little bit on here to my mitt and exfoliate my legs, really focusing on my ankles, my toes, my knees, my elbows, and my wrists and fingers. Those are the main things that you really want to focus on exfoliating. Those places that you tend to get a little bit more dry, ensuring that they get really smooth before you put your self-tanner on. So this is the Scrub of Your Life by Soap & Glory, and you can get it at Ulta. It's super affordable and it's super amazing. Another scrub I like to use is this. It's by Soap & Glory. It's the Scrub 'em and Leave 'em. I think this is a newer one for them. This one is a little bit more gritty, I would say. It's got a little bit bigger sugar particles, I think, than this one. So if you're super dry, I recommend this one. It's just in a tub form and it's a little bit grittier. This one is a little bit less harsh, but this one is for whenever like I'm super dry, especially in the winter time. I like to go to this one a little bit more. The next step is the second most important thing to making your self-tan look natural and blended beautifully, and that is moisturizer. My absolute favorite moisturizer is this Hempz Moisturizer. This one is Blushing Grapefruit and Raspberry Cream, and it is absolutely amazing. You can get this at Ulta. If you're lucky, you can find it at TJ Maxx for a little bit cheaper than Ulta today. The best thing about this is not only how amazing it smells, but how lightweight it is, and that's what's important when choosing your moisturizer for self-tanning. You want to make sure it's kind of lightweight and ensures it soaks into the skin quickly. So this one, highly recommend. Go get it. I promise you won't regret it. Just go to Ulta and smell it. You put this all over your body and you smell amazing all day long. So what I do is I rub this all over my feet and my toes before I go on my self-tanner, definitely the ankles, and then I also go over my hands before I start in on my arms and put this all over my hands very generously on my hands and feet. That helps just blend everything in. Okay, so these are my absolute favorite self-tanners. They are amazing. When I tell you I've tried everything on the market, I promise you I've tried at least 20 self-tanners out there, and I keep going back to these every single time. Always come back to Loving Tan. There's something about it that it just blends so beautifully, and it never ever does me wrong, if you know what I'm saying. It never leaves me orange. It never leaves me streaky. It is just the best self-tanner out there, I promise you. Last week, I walked into my Ulta here in Nashville. This was on the shelf. I was like, excuse me, no one told me that Loving Tan is at Ulta now. Like, so freaking excited this was on my shelf at Ulta. But these are my absolute favorites for different reasons. So starting with the 2 Hour Express one, I use this obviously if I'm in a rush, I need to get my tan on really quick. So if I've got an event or something going on at nighttime, I'll throw this on as soon as I walk out the door. I'll even do this in the morning before I go to work. Like when I'm getting ready, I'll put this on real quick and run out the door. And this one develops in about an hour or two, and it also like gets a little bit darker as the day progresses. It doesn't have a weird smell to it. It doesn't linger with you all day. You put your perfume and you throw some lotion on over top and it smells perfectly fine. Like, I don't notice it. No one's ever told me like you smell like self tanner when I walk by. So like, if you just don't rinse before you go out the door. This is like, don't have time, you know. This is usually the one I go to. This one is just the standard deluxe bronzing mousse, and it is good for whenever you are at nighttime, you take a shower and you're like, let me throw some self tanner on, and you want to be tan when you wake up in the morning. This is the one that I go to for that. When I have a little bit extra time, I just took a shower, I'm getting ready for bed, like let me toss my self tanner on, and this develops in about 6 to 8 hours, and in the morning when you wake up, you're beautiful bronze glowy. So I love both of these for those different reasons. They both last, I would say, about the same amount of time. This might last a day longer than this one. Usually I'll toss my self tanner on about Sunday evening, and I won't have to self tan again until like Wednesday or Thursday. And I'll just rotate between both of these. Honestly, I don't really have a preference. I love them both equally for different reasons, if that makes sense. And the most important part is the applicator mitt. This is the Loving Tan one, and this was at Ulta, just next to the Loving Tan, but you can get this on the site. And I think honestly, if you go to Loving Tan's website, you can put in some code. All the beauty influencers, not me, but all the beauty influencers out there have codes, so you can get like an extra exfoliating mitt for free, or something you can get for free.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you a quick demonstration of how I do my self-tan. First, I'm going to go in with the Hempz Moisturizer. This is my favorite just because it is lightweight, and that's kind of what we need for self-tanning, so it soaks into the skin just a little bit quicker. So I'm going to take a couple generous pumps here and apply it over my ankles and my feet and my toes, just so we get a nice base here that we can blend out the self-tanner a little bit easier. And note that I also already shaved and exfoliated my skin before starting this process. Okay, going in with the Loving Tan 2-Hour Express in dark. This is the one I just gravitate towards a little bit more just because I'm always in a hurry, and this one develops the quickest. And if I have an event or if I'm getting ready for work, I can just put some of this on and be bronzed and glowy before I'm ready to walk out the door. So I'm just going to start taking on my Loving Tan applicator mitt, just a couple generous pumps here for our legs. And I like to do the legs in sections, so I'm going to start with the bottom half of my leg here and just focus the color on the outside of my leg first, then blending it around on the bottom half of the leg. Whatever we have left on the mitt, we're just going to blend that down our feet and in between our toes really well, and not forgetting the sides of our feet, because once the tan develops, if we don't really blend the sides of our feet well, then it'll be noticeable that you have self-tanned. Believe me, trial by error. So we're just blending that out very well. And then I'm going to go and show you my process for my arms. So I'm just going to take a couple generous pumps here and place it on my arms, my wrist and my fingers and my elbows. And take a couple generous pumps here because I'm going to take this all the way up the arm. So I don't want to have to go back into the self-tanner. I'm just going to blend this out really well on the whole entire arm at once, just because I believe that gives a little bit more seamless tan rather than doing the arms in sections like we did the legs. So I'm just going to take whatever's excess down my fingers and my wrist really well. And that's kind of the process that I have here that I just wanted to show you a couple clips of. So hope it helps.
Okay guys, I hope you liked this video on how I self-tan. I hope it was helpful and taught you a few techniques for you to try. If you go out and try Loving Tan, please let me know in the comments below. I want to hear about it. I want to see your before and after pictures, and I want to hear how much you absolutely love it, because I know you'll fall in love with it. Don't forget to subscribe and stick around for future videos. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.